YouTube, it's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So silence finally broken by Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC heavyweight world champion, American superstar boxer, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder, 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 wins by way of knockout. Deontay Wilder is 35 years of age. He stands at 6'7" with an 83-inch arm reach. Last time we saw him in the ring was the highly anticipated rematch against undefeated 2-time British heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury fight was February of 2020. Since then, we have not seen him in the ring. Obviously, there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of talk about what actually took place in that second fight, in which Tyson Fury was awarded a 7th round stoppage victory. Okay, the corner of Deontay Wilder stopped the fight, which saw Tyson Fury awarded the victory. With that said, there's been a lot of things, moving parts in between that. They're contractually obligated to have a third fight, a trilogy match, in which Tyson Fury, he's trying to maneuver around the trilogy match because he wants to go into an undisputed all UK showdown with fellow countrymen, 2-time heavyweight unified world champion, British superstar boxer, Anthony Joshua. With that said, Deontay Wilder, he has taken the case to mediation. Then he's taken the case to arbitration. We know Deontay Wilder, he spoke about what he thought took place in the second fight with Tyson Fury. As far as the gloves, Tyson Fury having little to no padding in the gloves. You know, his situation with his longtime trainer, Mark Breland. You know, so there's been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot, things that took place from February 2020 till today. With that said, Deontay Wilder, he came out and he spoke once, but he's been pretty much silent since then. Okay. Now, finally, we see pictures. We know he parted ways with longtime trainer Mark Breland. And now it seems that he's with longtime friend and former opponent, who is a former boxer, star, heavyweight contender, and Malik King Scott. Now it looks like Malik King Scott will definitely be in Deontay Wilder's part of his training team. And Deontay Wilder, he captioned it, putting up the pictures, him training, him back in shape, him focused. And he captioned it, the road to recovery and the road to redemption. Okay. Deontay Wilder is looking to rectify the second loss in the fight. The second fight, the loss in the second fight to Tyson Fury. Obviously, we had a standstill when it comes to Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury, he announced June 10th of 2020 that Tyson Fury himself and Anthony Joshua agreed to a 2-fight deal in 2021. Well, we are almost through the first quarter of 2021, and we haven't got an announcement. There's been reports that both sides have signed contracts. There's been reports that they found a site fee, but it's all conflicting. We have Matchroom CEO and promoter of Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. He's saying that he offered them the site fees. He has site fees, and there's people willing to put up $200 million for this fight. Now the report is there's $150 million on the table, which would see Tyson Fury get 75, Anthony Joshua get $75 million. But then you have Tyson Fury co-promoted, because he has 2 promoters. He has legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum here in the States. And then he has Queensberry legendary promoter, United Kingdom legendary promoter, Queensberry Promotion CEO Frank Warren. Frank Warren, he just recently stated, just again yesterday, that he doesn't see the fight coming to fruition. He says that he definitely sees the fight eventually happening, but no time soon. So with that said, Tyson Fury and Frank Warren, they stated that Tyson Fury is not good for him physically and mentally to be out the ring and not active, right? We know Tyson Fury went on a hiatus. We know Tyson Fury has suffered from multiple different things outside of the ring, outside of the sport of boxing. And he used the sport of boxing and training to keep him on track and to keep him mentally and physically fit. Okay. So they stated that Tyson Fury has to stay active. Tyson Fury, he said in the interview that don't be surprised if you see Deontay Wilder in the trilogy match. Okay. There's no moving pieces due to the fact that I believe that this arbitration situation with Deontay Wilder and the judge is going to ultimately rule in favor of Deontay Wilder, I don't see how they can move forward with this Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight without Tyson Fury honoring his contract, his trilogy match with Deontay Wilder. And should he get past Deontay Wilder in a trilogy match, well, then you push forward with the Anthony Joshua fight. This could have all been avoided, okay? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury could have fought already 3 times over, okay? They was talking about a possible December 14th showdown in 2020. Then we had Bob Arum. He came out and he stated that he would rather have it pushed back due to dealing with the global pandemic and due to dealing with social distancing and fans not being able to attend live sporting events. They wanted to push it back because we got to keep in mind this fight, the second fight, broke the live gate for heavyweights in Las Vegas at the MGM. Okay, so they don't want to leave money on the table. So with that said, Bob Arum, he stated he would much rather push it back from December to February, January, February, sometime around that time. So that way, they could have fans in attendance and they could get a return on their investment. Now, we went from that to where we are coming into May. We're going into May now. This week is going into May. And they're continuing to tell us they're going to have an announcement for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Well, the Olympics is starting July 23rd. There's a lot that's going on. And Frank Warren is not of the belief that it's going to happen. And Tyson Fury needs to stay active. Even as Tyson Fury's father, Big John Fury, he stated that, he believes that Deontay Wilder is going to be the next fight. And Tyson Fury, he shows a lot of respect to Deontay Wilder as far as his skill set in the ring. He says that he's the only person that could beat Deontay Wilder. He believes Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, and whomever heavyweight they put in the ring, chose to put in the ring with him. Tyson Fury, he stated that he's paying the lawyers a lot of money, his legal team a lot of money to, be able to settle this situation with Deontay Wilder, but it's still left up to notice. Nobody knows what's going to take place. Now, Deontay Wilder, he's broke his silence. He said that, he's focusing on the road to Tyson Fury and his trilogy and knocking Tyson Fury out. He promises a knockout. He says, he had a lot of things to say about it. He says that, when someone do harm unto you, it's only right that you give it back. Okay, essentially that's what he was saying. Okay. He said the action of harming someone because of they have harmed oneself, hashtag they get back. Okay, so we understand where he's going with this. Obviously he feels like he was treated unfairly in the second fight, and he wants to rectify it. Okay, not to mention he's contractually obligated to get the rematch. The trilogy match. Well, I call it a rematch because the first fight ended in a draw. Okay, so I look at the third fight as the rematch. Okay, because there was no conclusion to the first fight. Okay, so the second fight, Tyson Fury got the nod. Now we possibly could be heading into the trilogy match. Okay, so with that said, Deontay Wilder, everyone wondered, what was his next move going to be? Who was he going to hire? As part of his team, who was he going to bring in? Is Jay Diaz still a part of the team? Jay Diaz is still a part of the team. And now I believe that Lee Scott is going to play a major part in Deontay Wilder's preparation, Deontay Wilder's approach, and Deontay Wilder's game plan, which I believe is, very, very vital, because I believe that Malik Scott's style, Malik Scott attention to detail, Malik Scott, and this is no slight to Jay Diaz, and this is no slight to Mark Breland, but I believe that Malik Scott being a heavyweight, Mark Breland not being a heavyweight, Jay Diaz not being a professional, being a heavyweight, being in the ring with Deontay Wilder, being in the ring with guys like Luis Ortiz, Malik Scott is experienced. Malik Scott is a student of the sport of boxing, okay? He's a student of the game, okay? He's not just a fan. He's a student. He studies the game. And so I believe that he can bring different nuances and adjustments to Deontay Wilder's already gifts in the ring, and that would see him be successful in a trilogy match. Not to mention, I believe that there's going to be a lot of pressure on Tyson Fury heading into this trilogy match, because obviously the first fight we saw him utilizing his normal style movement. Okay, in second fight, he gained a lot of weight. He started pressing the fight. He was coming forward, and he ultimately got the stoppage victory. Now the fans are going to expect him to duplicate that. And if what bodes to be true, obviously Tyson Fury's side, they believe that everything was on the up and up, and Deontay Wilder, he believes that there was some unfair advantages. So with that said, it's going to be viewed with a magnifying glass, this trilogy match. They understand the risk versus what they have at stake. Okay, they have that it's been 122 years since they had an official born and bred United Kingdom heavyweight undisputed champion. This is a win-win situation should Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury face off against one another, because at the end of the day, whomever wins, it's only two guys in the ring. So unless it ends in a draw, there's going to be an undisputed champion. And that hasn't been done in over 120 years in the United Kingdom. So they're looking to create history. Thus the reason why Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn is so eager to get this fight done and a deal done, because it's a legacy fight for himself as well. Him delivering an undisputed heavyweight United Kingdom world champion to his country is legacy, right? It's iconic for him, and it cements him in history. So that's what he's looking to bring, someone that hasn't been done in years, okay? Although, obviously, in that situation, he would want Anthony Joshua to win, but at the end of the day, it's a win-win for Eddie Hearn and everybody involved on the side of the United Kingdom. So they don't want that to go by the wayside, because Tyson Fury getting back in the ring with Deontay Wilder, it's a 50-50 situation where Deontay Wilder has the highest knockout ratio in the history of sport of boxing at over 93%, knocking down and knocking out everybody he's ever faced. So with that said, they know what they're up against, and they don't want to run that risk with Deontay Wilder, who dropped Tyson Fury twice in the first fight, possibly knocking him out in the second fight, in the third fight, and that all going away, because now it makes it for a 50-50 chance with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury moving forward, okay? So with that said, they want to stage this fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua as soon as possible. So let's see how this plays out and unfolds. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Find me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like the shady videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.